In recent weeks, the labor market has been under scrutiny as a wave of federal layoffs has rippled through various sectors, triggering widespread speculation about the future of employment in the United States. According to a report published by the Wall Street Journal on February 23, 2025, these layoffs could signal a significant shift in the dynamics of the job market, raising questions about economic stability and the potential for an impending recession. The article highlights that the federal workforce has seen cuts across multiple agencies, with the Department of Defense and the Department of Labor being among the hardest hit. This trend is particularly alarming given the historical context. Layoffs in the public sector often precede economic downturns as they reflect broader budgetary constraints and shifts in government priorities. As economist Dr. Emily Carter explains, these layoffs are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they represent a shift in government investment and priorities which can have lasting effects on the job market. The immediate impact of these layoffs is evident. A surge in unemployment claims has been reported, with analysts predicting a ripple effect that could lead to increased competition for jobs in the private sector. With many individuals now seeking employment, the job market, which had previously shown signs of resilience, may face challenges in absorbing this influx of talent. The labor market was already tightening, and these layoffs are adding more pressure, noted labor market expert David Thompson. We could see wage stagnation as more candidates compete for fewer positions. Moreover, the layoffs come at a time when inflation remains a concern, putting further strain on consumer spending and business investment. The Federal Reserve's recent interest rate hikes were implemented to combat inflation, but the consequences of these federal layoffs could complicate their efforts. If consumer confidence wanes due to rising unemployment, the Fed may need to reconsider its monetary policy strategies. Amidst these economic uncertainties, the tech industry is not immune. Companies that rely on government contracts could see disruptions in projects and funding, potentially leading to further layoffs in the private sector. For instance, defense contractors and tech firms that provide services to the government may experience a slowdown in growth, forcing them to reassess their workforce needs. The tech sector's reliance on government contracts means it is particularly vulnerable to changes in federal spending, warns analyst Sarah Johnson. If the government scales back, we could see significant layoffs in tech as well. While the current situation is concerning, it also opens the door for potential opportunities. Some experts believe that the layoffs could lead to a reallocation of talent as skilled workers move into industries experiencing growth, such as renewable energy and health technology. Although layoffs are painful, they can sometimes catalyze innovation and transition into sectors that are poised for future growth, noted Dr. Carter. Looking ahead, the implications of these federal layoffs will likely unfold over the coming months. As the labor market adjusts to this new reality, the focus will be on how quickly displaced workers can find new opportunities and whether the economy can sustain job growth in the face of rising unemployment. Policymakers may need to implement targeted support measures to assist those affected by the layoffs, ensuring that the transition for workers is as smooth as possible. In conclusion, the recent wave of federal layoffs serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of the labor market, particularly in unpredictable economic times. As the nation grapples with the impacts of these changes, the path forward will be crucial in determining the long-term health of the workforce and the economy as a whole. Future developments in fiscal policy and economic strategy will be essential in shaping the labor market's resilience in the months to come. In an eventful weekend in the world of sports, two significant stories emerged, each resonating in their respective arenas. The first highlights the triumph of a local heavyweight wrestler, while the second underscores a setback for a prominent Major League Baseball pitcher. Both stories reflect the ever-present themes of perseverance and the unpredictability of athletic competition. In Mansfield, Ohio, the Madison heavyweight wrestlers celebrated a long-awaited victory, clinching the sectional title for the third consecutive time. This achievement not only marks a personal milestone for the athlete but also sets the stage for a promising journey to the district championships. The wrestler's dedication and hard work were evident as he led a spirited parade to the district competition, embodying the essence of sportsmanship and community pride. Such victories serve as a reminder of the importance of resilience in the face of adversity, particularly in a sport that demands both physical strength and mental fortitude. Meanwhile, in the world of Major League Baseball, Milwaukee Brewers right-hander J.B. Bukauskas finds himself sidelined once again due to a lat injury. The 28-year-old pitcher, who was a first-round draft pick by the Houston Astros in 2017, is currently weighing his options between rehabilitation and surgical intervention. This latest injury occurred during a routine throwing session, adding to a troubling history of ailments that have plagued his career, including a torn teres major muscle and a cervical strain. Bukauskas had previously shown promise, boasting a commendable 1.50 ERA in 6 relief appearances last season, but his trajectory has been hampered by injuries that have limited his time on the mound. In addition to Bukauskas' injury news, the Brewers made a strategic move by signing veteran outfielder Manuel Margot to a minor league contract following an injury to outfielder Blake Perkins, who fractured his right shin during batting practice. Margot, with a solid track record as a career .254 hitter, brings experience and depth to the team as they navigate this challenging period. These contrasting narratives from wrestling and baseball serve as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of sports. While victories can inspire and uplift, injuries can serve as a stark reminder of the physical toll that athletes endure. As the district championships approach for the Madison wrestler, the community will rally in support, hoping to see their champion ascend to new heights. Conversely, for Bukauskas, the coming weeks will be critical as he determines the path forward, offering a moment of reflection on the fragility of athletic careers. As the sports world continues to evolve, fans can expect to see how these stories unfold, with the potential for triumph and recovery at the forefront of the narrative. Whether celebrating victories or overcoming setbacks, the journey of each athlete remains a testament to their unwavering spirit and determination. In recent days, 2 significant stories have emerged in the realms of education and public health, each shedding light on critical issues that affect broad swaths of the American populace. The first story highlights the latest edition of Forbes' annual ranking of the top American colleges, while the second delves into the harrowing details of a listeria outbreak linked to frozen shakes served in healthcare facilities. These narratives not only inform but also underscore the importance of quality in education and food safety as they directly impact lives across the nation. Forbes has once again published its comprehensive list of the top 500 colleges in the United States, aiming to guide prospective students toward institutions that promise strong outcomes regarding education, finances, and career opportunities. The rankings are based on a robust methodology that evaluates 14 key metrics, including retention rates, graduation rates, alumni success, and average salaries. Notably, this year's list has seen an increase in the representation of historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, reflecting a growing recognition of their contributions to the higher education landscape. Among the 5 Rhode Island institutions that made the list, Brown University shines brightest, ranking 18th overall. Known for its innovative open curriculum and strong emphasis on social action, Brown continues to attract students seeking a collaborative and diverse academic environment. Following Brown are the Rhode Island School of Design at 208th, Bryant University at 261st, the University of Rhode Island at 315th, and Providence College at 318th. Each of these schools brings unique strengths, contributing to the rich educational tapestry of Rhode Island. While the rankings celebrate educational excellence, the announcement exists alongside urgent public health concerns stemming from a recent listeria outbreak tied to frozen shakes served in nursing homes and hospitals. This outbreak has resulted in 11 deaths and 38 illnesses across 21 states, raising profound questions about food safety oversight in healthcare settings. The frozen shakes marketed under the Lions Ready Care and Cisco Imperial brands were recalled after tests revealed the presence of Listeria monocytogenes, a bacterium particularly deadly for older adults. The investigation into this outbreak has revealed a disturbing timeline, tracing cases back to 2018 with a recent surge in confirmed infections. The ramifications of this outbreak are dire, particularly in environments where residents rely on food service providers for their meals. Unlike consumer-driven recalls, patients in healthcare facilities lack the ability to choose their meals, making them vulnerable when food safety failures occur. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) notes that listeria is the third leading cause of death from foodborne illness in the U.S., emphasizing the critical need for stringent safety protocols in healthcare food service operations. The implications of these events are far-reaching. The Forbes College rankings can influence student enrollment decisions, shaping the future of educational institutions across the country. Conversely, the food safety crisis calls for heightened scrutiny and reform within the healthcare sector to protect its most vulnerable populations. As the FDA continues its investigation into the listeria outbreak, the healthcare industry must reassess its food safety measures to prevent future incidents. As we look ahead, the juxtaposition of these two stories serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of education and public health. Ensuring quality education prepares future leaders who will undoubtedly play a role in addressing such critical issues. Meanwhile, the fight against foodborne illnesses remains paramount, particularly in environments where the consequences of oversight can be fatal. Both narratives will likely evolve, shaping public discourse and policy as society strives for safer, more effective systems in education and healthcare. In a week marked by significant developments in various fields, notable stories emerged from the worlds of politics, business, and personal tributes. The passing of Bob Asher, a prominent figure in the electrical construction industry, highlighted a life dedicated to service and community, while significant shifts in German politics and high-profile appointments in retail signaled changing tides in leadership and strategy. Bob Asher, who passed away on February 18, 2025 at the age of 81, was remembered for his contributions to the electrical construction sector and his commitment to worker welfare. Born in Wichita, Kansas, Asher's journey began in Lawrence, where he graduated as class president in 1961. Following a series of entrepreneurial ventures and a significant career with Capital Electric Construction Company, he rose to the position of executive vice president before retiring in 2005. His tenure was marked by a dedication to skills training and worker safety, particularly through his role with the Line Construction Benefit Fund, which provided health and welfare support for powerline workers and their families. Asher's legacy extends beyond his professional achievements. He is survived by his wife Marie and their children, who plan an informal gathering to celebrate his life, respecting his personal wishes against traditional funerals. In the realm of retail, Nordstrom made headlines with the appointment of Catherine Bloom, dubbed the Michael Jordan of personal styling, as its first director of luxury styling. This strategic move comes as retailers increasingly recognize the importance of personalized shopping experiences in a competitive market. Bloom's extensive background in personal styling is expected to reshape Nordstrom's luxury offerings, catering to a clientele that craves both exclusivity and connection. This shift not only underscores the growing trend of personalized retail services but also highlights Nordstrom's commitment to enhancing customer experience in the evolving landscape of luxury shopping. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Friedrich Merz is positioned as a front-runner for the German Chancellery, promising a return to conservative values and a focus on revitalizing the economy. As the leader of the opposition Christian Democratic Union CDU, Merz has criticized the current coalition government led by Chancellor Olaf Scholz for its economic policies and immigration stance. With a business background and a combative approach to politics, Merz has pledged to tackle irregular immigration and restore Germany's international standing. His proposals, including a controversial focus on stricter immigration controls, have sparked heated debates, revealing a country grappling with its identity and policies in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. These stories reflect a broader narrative of change and adaptation within various sectors. As the world continues to navigate complexities, the impact of individual lives, strategic corporate decisions, and political ambitions will shape the future. The legacy of leaders like Bob Asher, the innovative strategies of retail giants like Nordstrom, and the political aspirations of figures like Friedrich Merz underscore the interconnectedness of personal choices and broader societal trends. Looking ahead, these developments will likely influence not only local communities but also the global stage. As new leaders emerge and industries evolve to meet the demands of an ever-changing world. In a week marked by significant developments across various sectors, the business landscape is grappling with both challenges and opportunities. Hooters, the iconic American diner chain known for its casual atmosphere and distinctive waitstaff, is reportedly on the brink of filing for bankruptcy. This news arrives amid a broader trend of financial instability within the restaurant industry, exacerbated by shifting consumer preferences and increased competition. The potential bankruptcy highlights the ongoing struggle many traditional dining establishments face in adapting to a post-pandemic world where takeout and delivery services have surged. While Hooters may be facing its own trials, the sports industry is witnessing calls for a re-evaluation of public funding for stadiums. Experts are advocating for the elimination of taxpayer subsidies for sports venues, arguing that such financial support primarily benefits wealthy team owners rather than local communities. A recent analysis suggested that public financing for these projects rarely yields the promised economic returns. Instead, funds that could be redirected toward critical areas such as affordable housing or education are instead funneled into stadiums that do not significantly enhance local job markets or tax revenues. The era of taxpayer-funded stadiums should end, stated Andrew Leahy, emphasizing the need for sports teams to finance their own facilities like any other private business. In the corporate realm, Berkshire Hathaway is poised to increase its investments in Japan's major trading houses, a move that reflects Warren Buffett's long-term confidence in these firms. In his annual letter to shareholders, Buffett noted that the conglomerate would modestly relax its ownership ceiling in these companies, which include Mitsubishi Corp and Mitsui & Company. Despite some recent struggles in the Japanese market, Buffett praised the trading houses for their prudent financial practices, including regular dividend increases and sensible share buybacks. "We intend to hold our Japanese position for many decades," he remarked, signaling a commitment to foster deeper collaborations in the future. On the international front, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is navigating complex negotiations with the United States regarding a proposed deal to access Ukraine's mineral wealth. While the U.S. initially sought a significant financial commitment from Kyiv, recent discussions have shifted to focus on military guarantees as a prerequisite for the agreement. Zelensky emphasized that any deal must provide robust security assurances against ongoing threats from Russia. "The deal must be a win-win for Ukraine and the U.S., he stated, underscoring the critical nature of military support in the context of Ukraine's broader geopolitical challenges. As industries and nations grapple with their respective challenges, the implications of these developments could reshape the economic landscape in the coming months. The potential bankruptcy of Hooters may serve as a cautionary tale for traditional dining establishments, while the push to eliminate sports subsidies could signal a shift towards fiscal responsibility. Berkshire Hathaway's increased investment in Japan could lead to greater economic collaboration, and Ukraine's negotiations with the U.S. may redefine its strategic partnerships in a volatile region. As these narratives unfold, stakeholders will be watching closely for any indicators of how these trends might influence future economic policies and investments. In a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Human Hypertension, researchers have unveiled significant findings regarding blood pressure responses to submaximal exercise testing in a multi-ethnic cohort of young to middle-aged adults. This research stems from an analysis of the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey (NANS) dataset, focusing on the relationship between exercise-induced blood pressure responses and the prevalence of hypertension across various demographics. Traditionally, the understanding of blood pressure responses during exercise has been largely derived from studies involving predominantly older white populations. However, this new investigation expands the focus to include a diverse group of individuals aged 12 to 49, encompassing various races and ethnicities. The study analyzed data from 2,544 participants including white, black, and Hispanic males and females to establish multi-ethnic norms for blood pressure responses during submaximal exercise. The researchers defined exaggerated systolic blood pressure (SBP) responses to exercise as readings at or above the 90th percentile or specific receiver operating characteristic ROC cutoffs. Their findings revealed that across all demographics a mere 5 mm of mercury increase in SBP during the first stage of exercise testing was linked to a 15% increase in the odds of developing hypertension, while a similar rise in diastolic blood pressure (DBP) correlated with a 31% increase in those odds. Notably, the study found that black males exhibited the highest prevalence of exaggerated SBP responses, which suggests a concerning trend of undetected hypertension during rest periods. João Marroco, the lead author of the study, emphasized the importance of these findings, stating, "Our research highlights that blood pressure responses during submaximal exercise can serve as significant indicators of hypertension risk, irrespective of race or sex." He further noted that the heightened responses observed in black males could point to underlying health issues that may not be apparent during routine examinations. The implications of this research are vast, as it provides a clearer understanding of how exercise-induced blood pressure responses can be utilized as a predictive tool for hypertension across diverse populations. This is especially crucial given the increasing prevalence of hypertension globally, a condition that can lead to severe health complications if left unchecked. As the scientific community continues to unpack the nuances of cardiovascular health, this study underscores the necessity for inclusive research that accurately reflects the diverse populations affected by hypertension. With the ongoing evolution of health guidelines and diagnostic criteria, future studies may leverage these findings to refine screening practices and develop targeted interventions. In conclusion, the research not only sheds light on the significance of exercise-induced blood pressure responses but also opens avenues for further exploration into the relationship between race, exercise, and hypertension. As we advance, the integration of such multi-ethnic norms into clinical practice could enhance our understanding of cardiovascular health and improve outcomes for individuals at risk of hypertension. In a powerful statement that underscores the escalating tensions in Eastern Europe, Jan Lipavsky, the Czech Minister of Foreign Affairs, has condemned Russia's ongoing aggression towards Ukraine. In a recent post on the social media platform X, Lipavsky emphasized the importance of recognizing Russia as the aggressor in the conflict, reiterating that the responsibility for the war lies squarely with Moscow. His remarks come at a time when military actions are intensifying, with Russia launching a record number of drones against Ukrainian forces. Last night, Russia sent 267 drones to Ukraine, the most since the start of the war, Lipavsky reported, highlighting the scale of the assault. He noted that during this week alone Russia has deployed a staggering total of 1,150 drones, along with more than 1,400 guided aerial bombs and 35 missiles. The Ukrainian Defense Forces managed to intercept 138 of the Shahid-type drones, while others were lost due to location issues. Lipavsky's call to the international community is clear: it is irresponsible to pressure Ukraine, the victim of this aggression, to capitulate. This escalation comes as the conflict nears its third anniversary, prompting global concerns over the potential for further violence and instability in the region. The relentless drone attacks signal a shift in Russia's military tactics as it seeks to overwhelm Ukrainian defenses through sheer volume. Analysts suggest this strategy may be an attempt to regain momentum in a conflict that has at times seen significant setbacks for Russian forces. In his statement, Lipavsky also criticized any attempts to rewrite the narrative surrounding the war, reminding the world that it was Russia that initiated this invasion. His comments echo sentiments expressed by various leaders and defense experts who warn against the dangers of normalizing or overlooking Russia's actions. The Czech Republic, a staunch supporter of Ukraine, is among the nations advocating for continued military and humanitarian assistance to bolster Ukraine's defenses. The situation remains fluid as Ukraine prepares for what may be an intensified campaign by Russian forces. With the anniversary of the war approaching, both sides are likely to ramp up military operations, raising the stakes for civilians caught in the crossfire. The international community's response will be crucial in shaping the trajectory of this conflict. As the world watches, questions loom regarding the future of Ukraine and the broader implications of the war. Will global support sustain as the conflict drags on? Can diplomatic solutions emerge amidst rising tensions? The answers remain uncertain, but the commitment of nations like the Czech Republic to stand with Ukraine signals a unified front against aggression and a firm resolve to uphold the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. Moving forward, the actions taken by both military leaders and diplomats will be pivotal in determining the course of this ongoing conflict. In a startling revelation that underscores the urgency of addressing climate change, scientists have identified a tipping point for Greenland's ice sheet that could arrive sooner than previously thought. According to a new study published in the Cryosphere, just a 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit 2 degrees Celsius increase in global temperatures could trigger an irreversible collapse of this massive ice structure, potentially leading to a staggering 23-foot 7-meter rise in sea levels. This catastrophic shift poses significant risks not only to coastal cities but also to global ecosystems reliant on stable ocean conditions. The Greenland ice sheet, which spans nearly 656,000 square miles (1.7 million square kilometers) and is one of the last two permanent ice sheets on Earth, has been experiencing alarming rates of ice loss. Currently, it is shedding an estimated 33 million tons, 30 million metric tons of ice every hour. Despite this ongoing decline, researchers had been uncertain about the precise moment the ice sheet might enter a state of irreversible disintegration. The latest findings indicate that if worst-case warming scenarios materialize, this tipping point could occur by the end of the century. This research highlights a crucial threshold. The ice sheet will reach a tipping point when it loses approximately 230 gigatons, 253.5 billion tons of ice in a single year, marking a 60% reduction from its pre-industrial equilibrium. The study's climate model simulations suggest that this scenario is tied to an overall global temperature increase of around 6.12 degrees Fahrenheit, 3.4 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Alarmingly, as of 2024, global temperatures are already about 2.65 degrees Fahrenheit, 1.47 degrees Celsius higher than those recorded in the late 19th century, with pessimistic projections indicating a potential rise to 3.4 degrees Fahrenheit by 2100 under current trajectories. The implications of a collapsing Greenland ice sheet are dire. A complete melt would not only inundate coastlines but would also disrupt vital Atlantic Ocean currents, which play a critical role in regulating global weather patterns. The research further emphasizes that the ongoing trend of accelerated melting is not isolated to Greenland. Similar patterns are observed across icy regions worldwide. From 2000 to 2019, Earth's glaciers collectively lost an average of 294 billion tons, 266 billion metric tons of mass annually, contributing to a significant portion of observed sea level rise. Scientists remain hopeful that immediate and drastic cuts to carbon emissions could stave off the worst outcomes. However, the data makes it clear that the window for action is rapidly closing. As we approach the brink of these tipping points, the urgency for comprehensive climate strategies has never been more apparent. Looking ahead, the stakes could not be higher. With the world at a crossroads, the decisions made in the coming years will determine not only the fate of Greenland's ice sheet but also the broader health of our planet. As researchers continue to monitor these changes, the call for international collaboration and proactive climate policies grows louder, underscoring the need for a collective response to one of the most pressing challenges of our time.